Now, in this next set of modules, we're going to teach you how to resolve conflicts. So this whole set of modules is going to be focused on negotiation, mediation, and integration. What do we do when there's two sides of us or two sides of a relationship that are on opposing sides? One of us wants one thing, one of us wants something else. How do we work together? How do we meet in the middle? How do we address the concerns that each side has and find a common ground where both sides still feel honored, still feel acknowledged, and still feel like they've gotten some resolution? This is the art and science of how to negotiate when there's an ongoing agreement that is being formed or being made. How to mediate when the agreement or the contract isn't going exactly as planned and we need to adjust as we're going along. And then how to integrate the changes once this conflict has been resolved. So during this segment, we're going to teach you some really unique skills that will help you identify old limiting beliefs, or what we call imprints, which is kind of like an old memory with a strong emotional charge, so that you can really see where specifically your past is influencing your present right now. One of the things you're going to learn during your NLP training is that to make sense of what's going on right now, we have to reference the past to some degree. So if you're carrying around old hurts, old wounds, old imprints or traumas from the past, it's definitely going to affect the way that you see certain aspects, at the very least, of what's going on right now. So that's why it's really useful to start to clean that up. And in this segment, you're going to start to learn some very powerful processes to do that. One of the first, and it's really simple, is something called the guided search. And this is where we can take a feeling or a discomfort in the body and allow that to take us back through time to where we first learned that way to feel or first had an experience that led to that feeling. And then we're going to teach you a process called change personal history. It's going to show you how to actually go back and change the way your mind stores that memory. So when you reference it to try to make sense of what's happening now, you do it in a much cleaner way that has a lot less projection, a lot less fear or insecurity involved, whatever that may be. Okay? We're also going to show you the difference between reframing the content, what a person actually hears, what the content actually is, and also reframing the context, right? What are the circumstances, the where, when, with whom around that particular incident, so that you can see how both ways of changing meaning can alleviate problems, can alleviate symptoms, or can make a situation a lot more palatable. We're also going to teach you what's called the agreement frame for mediation, which is how to quickly and ethically reach an agreement where both parties feel totally happy and totally satisfied and totally honored. And then we're going to start to take that and start to teach you a really powerful and one of the gold standard processes in NLP, and that is called the 6-step reframe. It's an amazing process that you can use for unwanted habits, unwanted behaviors. If you have some sort of recurring event or feeling or reaction and you don't even know why or where it came from, the 6-step reframe can be great for that. It handles a lot of different things, and it's a core process every NLP practitioner should know. We're then going to teach you other processes like the visual swish, which works amazingly well for like a shocking image in your mind. Many people have heard Tony Robbins talking about using a visual swish to help himself stop biting his nails. So you can use it for all kinds of different things where you want to have a better reaction or a better response in a certain situation where you tend to have, we'll call it a less resourceful one right now. And this is an opportunity to use anchoring to visually attach another way of feeling to that old way of feeling, so that next time you start to go into that yucky state, it pops up the more empowering, wonderful state instead. So we'll be teaching you that. And then finally, we're going to be teaching you a very, very powerful NLP-based process called the fast phobia or trauma process. And yes, we use it for exactly what you think we would, for phobias and for traumas. And this is really a beautiful demonstration of the real power of this field of study called neurolinguistic programming and how you can actually restructure how the nervous system stores memories and responses. We know in the case of trauma, what's happening over and over again to the nervous system is a past event is being re-experienced as a present-day threat. So when we're able to reconsolidate that memory to a past event where it belongs, it actually changes how it's stored in the nervous system. And this process will teach you how to do that. This is a process that is needed. It's one of the things I get the most calls for these days as a coach, is helping people resolve unwanted, fears, phobias, and traumas from the past. And so by the end of this set of modules, you're going to have a really powerful tool set of skills and abilities and processes to really help people with some of the major life issues that they're likely to have, and to help yourself if you're just there for personal development, which a lot of people come through NLP Practitioner certification training for, then you'll be able to use it for that as well, okay? And in the practice sessions, you can actually get the work done in a safe way where you have other people looking out for you. So it's a wonderful opportunity to do that.